When you pull that trigger in a life-or-death scenario, the only sound you want to hear is a bang, not a click. There are no do-overs in a gunfight, no timeouts to clear a malfunction. Today, we are heading downrange to talk about the 7 most reliable pistols ever to leave a factory floor. These are the sidearms that have been through the ringer, tested in the sandboxes of the Middle East, riding in the holsters of law enforcement officers on the night shift, and tucked inside the waistbands of responsible citizens all across this country. These are the platforms that simply refuse to quit. If you need a tool that goes bang every single time you ask it to, this is your list. Number 7. The Springfield XD Series. Kicking us off is a platform that actually started its life across the pond. This was originally the HS-2000, born and bred in Croatia. Springfield Armory saw the potential, brought it over to the States, stamped their name on it, and the rest is history. American shooters latched onto the XD for 3 main reasons. It works, it fits the hand, and it is dead simple to operate. The headline feature here is that grip safety working in tandem with the striker-fired system. For a lot of folks, that passive safety gives you that extra warm and fuzzy feeling while carrying with a round in the chamber, without having to fumble with a manual thumb safety under stress. Talking about durability, this thing is a tank. You have a melanite-finished forged steel slide riding on top of a polymer frame that can take a beating. I have seen these things run dirty, dry, and abused, and they just keep eating ammo. Maintenance is a breeze, stripping down in seconds. While you can get it in big bore calibers, the 9mm is the sweet spot. The standard 4-inch service model gives you 16 + 1 rounds of capacity. On the pro side, it is dependable, it does not break the bank, and it is easy to keep running. The con? That grip safety is a love it or hate it feature. Some people swear by it, others think it is just one more point of failure. Price-wise, you can usually snag a Springfield XD between $550 and $600, making it a solid entry point for a striker-fired duty gun. Number 6. The Smith & Wesson M&P 9. Coming in at number 6 is a pistol that wears its intentions right on the slide. M&P. Military and police. Smith & Wesson built this thing from the floor up to be a duty weapon, and they absolutely nailed it. This platform has been adopted by hundreds of police departments and agencies because it just works. The ergonomics on the M&P 2.0 series are fantastic. They introduced that aggressively textured grip with interchangeable palmswell backstraps. That means whether you have bare paws or smaller hands, you can customize the gun to lock into your grip. Better grip means better recoil control. And speaking of control, the low-bore axis on this gun is a huge advantage. Since the barrel sits lower in your hand, you get less muzzle flip, allowing you to get back on target for follow-up shots fast. The slide is stainless steel with that durable armornite finish to fight off sweat and corrosion. The full-size model sports a 4.25-inch barrel, feeding from 17-round magazines. Pros here are obvious. Incredible ergonomics, proven reliability, and widespread law enforcement trust. The downside? Some shooters feel the stock hinge trigger is a little mushy, though the newer 2.0 triggers are a vast improvement. Expect to pay between $550 and $650 to put one of these in your safe. Number 5. The Heckler and Koch USP. At number 5, we have a piece of German engineering that is arguably bomb-proof. The Heckler and Koch USP. That stands for Universal Self-Loading Pistol. This gun dropped in the early 90s, designed specifically to handle the new 40S and W cartridge, and then adapted for 9mm and 45. H&K did not just test this gun, they tortured it. Freezing it, baking it, burying it in mud. The USP just laughed and kept cycling. It uses a proprietary recoil reduction system that makes it incredibly soft shooting, even with hot loads. The defining feature is its modularity. You can set this up as a double-action single-action with a safety and decocker, or swap out the detent plate to run it double-action only, or cocked and locked like a 1911. For the full-size 9mm, you are looking at a 4.25-inch barrel and a 15+1 capacity. It is a big, blocky gun, but it is undeniably reliable. The price tag reflects that German pedigree, usually hovering between $900 and $1,000. If you want a gun that will likely outlast you, the USP is it. Number 4. The Colt 1911. Number 4 is not just a gun, it is an American icon. The Colt 1911. The brainchild of the genius John Moses Browning. Adopted by the U.S. Army in the year 1911, this steel beast carried our boys through the trenches of World War I, the beaches of Normandy, the jungles of Vietnam, and beyond. More than 100 years later, it is still being carried by professionals. Why? Because of that trigger. The single-action trigger on a 1911 slides straight back like a glass rod breaking. It is short, crisp, and offers a level of accuracy that is hard to beat. While Colt is the original pony in the stable, almost every manufacturer on Earth makes a version of this now. The classic government model rocks a 5-inch barrel and feeds from a single-stack magazine holding 7 or 8 rounds of Big Boy 45 ACP. Sure, capacity is lower than modern polymer wonders, but the ergonomics and shootability are legendary. Prices are all over the map. You can get a rock-solid entry-level model for around $800, or drop $3,000 on a custom hand-fitted race gun. It is heavy, it is old school, but it earned its stripes on the battlefield. Number 3. The Beretta 92 FS. Sliding into the number 3 spot is the weapon that replaced the 1911 in U.S. service. The Beretta 92 FS, known to the military as the M9. Adopted in 1985, this Italian stallion served as the standard-issue sidearm for over 30 years. It has seen combat in every corner of the globe. The most distinct feature is that open slide design. By cutting away the top of the slide, Beretta basically eliminated the possibility of a stovepipe malfunction. There is simply nowhere for the brass to get hung up. It runs a double-action, single-action trigger. That first pull is long and heavy, giving you a safety margin under stress, while subsequent shots are light and crisp. The full-size 9mm gives you a 4.9-inch barrel, which helps squeeze every bit of velocity out of your ammo. Standard capacity is 15+1. You can find these workhorses on the shelf for anywhere between $700 and $800. It is big, it is smooth, and it has a service record that speaks for itself. Number 2. The SIG Sauer P226. If you want a gun that went toe-to-toe with the Beretta and arguably only lost because of price, you want the SIG Sauer P226. Back in the 80s, this was the other finalist in the military trials. While the Army went with Beretta, the Navy SEALs took one look at the P226 and said, "We'll take that one." That endorsement alone tells you everything you need to know about its reliability in harsh saltwater environments. This is a metal frame hammer-fired gun. It feels substantial in the hand. That weight soaks up recoil, making it one of the flattest shooting 9mm out there. It features a frame-mounted decocker, allowing you to safely drop the hammer on a live round without touching the trigger. The barrel is 4.4 inches long, and flush-fit magazines hold 15 rounds. Because of the precision machining and alloy frame, it commands a premium. Expect to pay between $900 and $1,200. But for that money, you are getting what many consider to be the finest combat handgun ever made. Number 1. The Glock 19. And here we are at the top of the mountain. If there is one pistol that set the gold standard for modern reliability, it is the Glock 19. This is the gun against which all other compacts are measured. It is the Honda Civic of the gun world. Maybe not the prettiest, but it will run forever. The Glock 19 hits that magic Goldilocks zone. Big enough to fight with, small enough to conceal. Unloaded, it weighs just under 24 ounces. You get a 4.02-inch barrel and 15+1 rounds of 9mm on tap. The safe action system is boringly consistent. Same trigger pull every single time. No external safety levers to forget. No decockers to manipulate. Draw, aim, fire. The grip angle and low-bore axis make it incredibly intuitive for the vast majority of shooters. And the aftermarket support? It is endless. Holsters, sights, parts you can find them anywhere. You are looking at a street price between $550 and $650. For a do-it-all pistol that you can bet your life on without hesitation, the Glock 19 stands alone. So, there you have it, folks. 7 pieces of hardware that earned their reputation the hard way, by working when it counts. From the heavy metal history of the 1911 to the tactical precision of the SIG P226 and the utilitarian perfection of the Glock 19. These are the benchmarks. But I want to hear from you. Which one of these are you strapping to your hip when things go bump in the night? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you enjoyed the video, crush that like button, hit subscribe so you do not miss our next range day review, and keep the discussion going. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and I will see you on the next one.